angles, parallel lines, specifically getting into parallel lines today. What we're going to look at are the different types of angles in parallel lines. As you can see, it's a whole bunch more of them compared to just adjacent, vertical, complementary, supplementary. However, in my opinion, these 8 are a lot easier than these 4, because there's ever only going to be 2 equations that I use. What I mean by that, we'll see here very shortly. So, if you would turn to page 13, identifying and naming the angles in parallel lines. Quick review of parallel lines. Alright, 2 lines with the same slope and a different y-intercept. Alright, this causes them to never intersect. Alright, transversal is just a line that causes the sets of parallel lines to intersect, or so a line that intersects and you have 8 angles. This should be okay. Again, here goes the 2 equations you're going to have to set up every time for parallel lines. Parallel lines, 2 angles are either congruent, which means they're equal, or they're supplementary, which means they add to be 180 degrees. Alright, again, a couple of videos ago I said go with your gut. What I mean by that, if they look the same, then they're equal. If they don't look the same, well, they're supplementary in this case. So, for supplementary angles, what's a pair of supplementary angles? If I say angle 1, it's a small angle, it's an acute angle. Well, another acute angle and acute must be the same, so anything that's obtuse. 2, 4, 6, 8, any of those. I'm going to say angle 6. Alright. On your play pause video, tell me or choose the pair of angles that are supplementary from the ones listed. It turns out to be angle 4 and angle 7. Again, because angle 4 would be obtuse, angle 7 is acute. Alright, congruent angles. Congruent angles just means they're the same. So, a pair of congruent angles, say angle 5 and any other angle that looks to be acute. Angle 3. Again, angle 5 is acute, angle 3 also acute. Just like we just did with supplementary, from the ones listed, choose the ones that are congruent. Okay. The answer was angle 2 and angle 6. Again, because both of these are obtuse. Alright, quickly moving on. Page 14 can be easy or difficult. It just depends how much you want to think. Alright. If you look, most of you are going to say, oh, well, 3, 6, 9, and 8 look the hardest because it's extra lines. You're absolutely 100% correct. So, I'm actually going to start off with the hardest ones and show you why they're not really that hard. When I'm given a picture like this, and the test makers know that they can show you a picture like this and it's going to rowdy you, it's going to try and confuse you, my way around that, trap your angles. Tara, what do you mean by trap my angles? Well, trap them, right? If somebody traps you, you can't get away. If I have to trap angle Y, I'm going to put an arc right here. If I have to trap angle X, I'm going to put an arc right here. Okay? Now, here goes the crazy thing. Your transversal is always going to be the line that both of your arcs touch. So this line right here, both of those arcs touch it. It's my transversal. And then your parallel lines is the other line or pair of lines that only one arc touches for each. Alright, so then I have this complicated picture. I'm able to reduce, make it look like this, where X is here and Y is here. Okay. And then we get into the naming of them. But before we do that, are these congruent angles or are they supplementary angles? Again, if I look at them, obtuse, obtuse, so angle X is obtuse, Y is obtuse. Again, if they're both obtuse, then they are congruent. Now, getting to their name. When you name angles and parallel lines, where the pieces of the names come from is related to the transversal and parallel lines. So I'm going to come up here and make a couple of quick notes. Okay. Same side and alternate. This is based on transversal. Okay. Same side simply means if this is my transversal, again, I'm going to label it a T. If I have an angle X and Y on the same side of the transversal, again, if you look here, I don't have parallel lines. Don't worry about the parallel lines. Are they on the same side of the transversal? If they are, then the same side. If they're on opposite sides of the transversal, then they are alternates. Okay. The next part of naming them, alright, deals with your parallel lines. Okay. So X and Y, are they inside or outside? And both of them have to be inside or outside to be considered interior or exterior. Some of y'all take construction, masonry, paint even. Okay. If you think about interior and exterior, interior means inside and exterior means outside. Okay. So first thing I like to do, focus on the transversal. Are they same side or alternate sides? Alright. Next thing I do, where are they at? So then focus on your parallel lines. Are they both inside or are they both outside? Okay, they're both inside, interior, combine it with same side or alternate. Are they both exterior, combined with same side or alternate? Well, then there's one more word up here that we haven't covered. So we've covered adjacent, we've covered vertical, interior, exterior, same side, alternate sides. We have corresponding. Corresponding is kind of a mix, and it's almost the last resort answer choice on a test or on a quiz or on a multiple choice question. About like all of the above or none of the above kind of questions. I save this one for last because if I can pretty surely reason through this way of thinking and none of these are it, well, it must be this one. Okay. Vertical angles, y'all know what vertical angles are. I'm not going to touch back on that. So, starting with, I'm going to go down here to question 7 and we'll work our way back up. Again, are they congruent or supplementary? Well, Y looks to be obtuse. X looks to be obtuse. Obtuse, obtuse. They're the same, then they're congruent. Now I work on naming them. Again, when I work on naming them, I trap the angles, and I'm going to put a couple of dots. So my transversal touches both of the traps. Okay, so this is going to be my transversal. I'm going to keep trying to stay consistent here for y'all. Color my transversal pink. So if I want to simplify this, y is on this side, x is on this side, and again, this is my transversal. Are they on the same side or opposite side? They're on opposite. Okay. Next, I'm going to draw parallel lines, and then, well, y is up top, x is on bottom. Are they both inside or are they both outside? Or is one out and one in? Okay. Well, y is outside, x is outside. They're both outside. So you would say alternate outside, so alternate exterior angles. Alright. Now, y'all do 4. Again, first thing I want you to do, answer the following question. Are they congruent or are they supplementary? So again, congruent or supplementary. These wind up being supplementary because y is acute, x is obtuse. Okay. Now, when we work on naming them, again, focus on your transversal, then focus on the actual parallel lines. So, your transversal, are these alternate or same side angles? These are same side angles, because my transversal is here, y is up top, x is on bottom, but they're both on the same side. Now, parallel lines, y is here, x is there. So are they both inside? Are they both outside? Or is it like one outside, one inside? They're both inside, so they're interior angles. When you do this, you can create all of these different rules, and where most teachers want you to memorize them, I just run through here again. Quick look. Acute, obtuse, they must be supplementary. Okay, congruent would mean that they were both acute, both obtuse. And you do that for all of them. Alright. Last one. Again, are these angles supplementary or are they congruent? They're both congruent because they're both acute. Okay. Next, when I name them, based off of the transversal, are they same side or alternate? They're both same side. Now, or when we talk about interior, exterior, are they both outside, are they both inside, or is it one of each? There's one interior and there's one exterior. What that tells me is I can shorten all of this by just saying they correspond. Okay? So they're corresponding angles. And that's what corresponding angles are, where they're on the same side of the transversal, excuse me, and one is an interior angle, one is an exterior angle, corresponding. Again, I'll save this answer choice for last.